Hello everyone, welcome to From London with Love. Me, Lin Clive on ALB UK TV. Today we are joined by Raoof Fardan all the way from Bahrain. Hello Raoof.
Hello, Lin. How are you? Good evening. And good afternoon to you in UK right now.
Yeah. How's things in Bahrain?
Well, nice. I believe the situation is quite similar across the globe, almost across the globe, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Raoof, you're joining us today so we can talk about depression and new ways of dealing with depression or treating depression. So before we get into the topic, I would like to ask you to tell me more about yourself, about your background and your studies.
Sure, absolutely. First, I was the valedictorian of Bahrain Science Stream High School's batch of 2009. I got a GPA of 99.1%. I got free scholarship to study wherever I want, whatever specialization or field I would like. And actually, I chose medicine. And I studied in Ireland for about 5.5 years. I graduated with a bachelor degree, actually an honor degree, bachelor in medical sciences in 2015. And after that, I pursued my dream and my passion in life, which is self-development and psychological health. And since then, I published many books, of which examples include Deep Words in Psychological Health and Self-Development, the Book of Internal Peace. Actually, this is a recent book I published last year, 2020. Probably, I believe, The Brief Guide of Happiness, amongst others. Also, I'm a founder of the Raoof Fardan International Personal Development Club. Its activity is still ongoing, and it has a deep and, I believe, is clear effect on its members. As well as I'm a founder of Raoof Fardan Global Personal Development Center. It is a registered trademark in Bahrain. It has many products, services, and also of which there are plenty of programs, innovative entrepreneurial programs which are upcoming, inshallah, in the probably coming months. So this is brief about, and I have my website, official website, www.raouffardan.com. You can actually browse my products and services as well as the other programs which are upcoming in the line, hopefully.
So you've been doing quite a lot of studies and getting all the experience. How long have you been seeing clients for?
Well, as far as I started, let's say, since I started this field, I've been seeing clients. I've been seeing actually even some of those clients have been to probably many doctors, maybe in psychiatry or psychology, but with no expected effect, I would say. They have seen some degree, but then when they came to me and they admitted they had some kind of confession about, let's say, the theory or let's say the ideas I provide in terms of treating or dealing with depression. So it's kind of different approach or a perspective, yeah.
To start with, what do you call depression? Okay, it's quite obvious, but I would like you to define it for us, please.
All right. If I may ask you, Lin, and I believe you are also from a medical background, am I right?
Yeah.
All right. What is the definition of depression in the medical field?
Well, feeling it can be defined in different ways. Lose motivation to life, lose motivation to work, feeling you are in a bubble, feeling that you are kind of isolated from people, sadness feeling. Sometimes you know the reason, most of the time you don't. And it's kind of a circle. You stick into it, and it's quite difficult to break it.
Yes, it's kind of vicious circle, right?
Yeah.
Basically, in the medical field, they define depression by symptoms. And that's what you have described. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Definition by symptoms. Actually, the key to discover the root cause as well as the therapy and cure of depression in its literal definition. Literal definition, not in medical context. So if I go back to the root of the word itself, what does depression mean? Depression is quite a general word that is used not only in the medical field, but also probably in other fields, like let's say economy. They say economic depression. Am I correct?
About something.
Exactly. So what you are doing right now is going low, right? It's like some kind of decrease. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's a word depression in general. Yeah, go.
Word depression itself.
Yeah.
All right, that's the key. Let's go there, right? So this is the first question addressed. The literal definition of depression is going down. Now, the next question, and I like to go systematic. I like organized thinking, all right? The next question after this, logically, what would you ask after you had the answer that the literal definition of depression is going low or down? What is the next logical question in sequence in the chain?
For a medical background, like a cause, I will look for the cause.
All right. Logically, when someone say, okay, the literal definition of depression is going low or down, then the next logical question would be, what exactly that goes down when we say depression?
Okay.
All right. And the answer for that is energy. Energy. What specifically goes down is energy. All right.
Okay.
While in medicine, they define depression by two symptoms, anhedonia and low mood. Those two are critical. Those are critical, all right, to define depression. And I believe even you have to have it for 2 weeks, probably at least, in order to be diagnosed with depression.
Yeah.
There are other symptoms, of course, you know, in terms of lack of sleep, maybe waking up early in the morning, problem with weight loss, weight gain, problem with sleep, early, late, middle. So all of these are additional. But the two core symptoms are anhedonia and low mood. Anhedonia means loss of pleasure of previously pleasured activities. And I don't agree with this, to be honest. I don't agree with this, because some people actually, when they change, their consciousness or awareness has changed, their pleasures, or let's say the activities they enjoy doing, will change as well. And there is a very obvious example. When we used to be like young children, we used to enjoy things that we don't enjoy anymore right now. Am I correct?
Yeah. Does that mean
consciousness? So what I'm saying, okay, if there is a change in consciousness or awareness, subsequent result will be also a change in pleasure activity. Anyway, this is my opinion in terms of the definition. So you don't give a judgment, a label to all people and all maybe patients to come, oh, I lost a pleasure. Maybe they enjoy different things right now. Yeah. But anyway, these are two core symptoms, all right? My definition is different from the medical definition. I said, what is the literal meaning of the word depression? It is going low. All right, the next question, what exactly that goes low or down? We said energy. Good. Now, the third and final question, this is the peak of the video. This is exactly what we want to reach. Okay. What is the last logical question? When I say to you, depression means going down or low on energy, right? What goes down is the energy itself. All right, what is the next logical question in the chain and sequence? What's the final question?
Well, that's where I want to reach. What's the cause?
What is the cause? Exactly. So the logical question would be, what causes low energy? Now we are touching the core and the root from which
is it not different from one person to another when we say like we go down on energy? Fair enough, but causes, it can be like
we'll come across it. Don't worry, we'll go through it. Okay. Step by step, all right? We'll go systematic. All right, so the final question is, what causes low energy? And my answer, and this is the discovery, this is the reveal, the big reveal, this is the new perspective, what I believe as the revolutionary theory in the field. What causes low energy, what dampens you down, is always, with all cases of depression, regardless of the age, regardless of the type, regardless of the background, of the genetic orientation, regardless of geographic, all types of depression are caused by energy, sucking addictions.
Can you explain more?
Yeah. All types of depression, regardless of who is affected by it, are caused by energy sucking addictions. Now, there are different categories. Again,
can it be like habits we addict to do? Is that what you mean?
Right.
Our energy.
But energy sucking, or this is a specific term.
Okay.
And it's precise. It's energy sucking. There are habits which gives you energy. Now we'll come across actually what differentiate between energy sucking and energy giving addictions.
Okay.
Right? And we're gonna discuss that, let's say, different categories of energy sucking addictions. Now, what differentiate between those two? What are the main characteristics based on which I can define and say, oh, this is an energy sucking addiction? There are two specifications or characteristics or features, if you would say. One is during the activity or during the addiction or the habit or that whatever you can call, you feel the pleasure, but it's not pure. It's murky. Those who are in touch with their inner body, with their emotional body, with their feelings, in the intuition, they can clearly feel that the pleasure is not pure. That's the
Can I have an example?
We'll come across examples, right? Yeah, I have 4 main categories and they are clear. So this is one characteristic. The second one is the definitive one, all right? The second characteristic is the definitive one to diagnose and to know that this is an energy sucking addiction. What is the second feature? It is after you finish that activity or addiction or habit, your energy goes low, goes down. This is definitely an energy sucking addiction. And people can easily differentiate by that.
Okay.
Clearly. So after I finish the activity or addiction or habit, my energy goes down.
Okay.
And it is repetitive. You know, in studies, we cannot count something as being a causative factor until it is repeated, right? In instances. One time, it's incidental. We can't count on it. So when it is repeated, you know this is an energy sucking addiction. All right? All right. Yeah. What are examples? Back to your question, examples of energy sucking addiction. I will give you, actually, what I'm going to say right now, it's not an all-inclusive list, but based on my research and experiments, I would say these are the 4 main categories. Okay. However, you might have an addiction that is out of this umbrella, out of this circle or group. All right? So we have 4. Let's go through them. Number 1 is bad news, or let's say negative news and social media. That's number 1. 2 is negative thinking. So basically addictions can be psychological, inside, internal, or external. Okay. Physical or in relationships, even in relationships, all right? So number 2 is negative thinking. And I will stop here for maybe a few minutes to go deep with this point. What you defined in the beginning of this session, I mean, your definition of depression was based on what? Maybe mainly on thinking. Am I correct? On the psychology. Low mood, maybe hopelessness. Yeah, hopelessness, worthlessness, all of these, low mood, all of these are what? Are psychological. Am I correct? And maybe they are related in some way or another to thinking.
Yeah.
The person might have. All right. But and this is actually the reveal, Cici. This is what is thrilling about this theory. All right. This is the reveal that negative thinking are not always cause. That's the effect, that's the benefit, that's the distinction of this theory. All right. Negative thinking sometimes can be a result, a consequence. Why? Because it's not, the definition is not by symptoms and by psychology and low mood and negative thinking and hopelessness. No, The definition is energy-sucking addictions, i.e., you might have another addiction that causes you to go down, and because you have gone down, you are low in mood, you are attracting negative thinking. You get my point?
Yeah, but it's all linked. It's all starts somewhere. It's all linked. It starts with something happen, and then negative thinking come, and it will attract more negative thinking, right? So it starts.
All right. What I'm saying, okay, what you are saying is like started with negative, always starting with negative thinking.
Yeah.
My idea, my notion about this is sometimes, probably, but sometimes you choose some negative behavior, negative addiction that causes you to go down. This addiction, which can be behavioral, then causes the negative thinking.
Okay.
My start with negative thinking from the beginning. You get my point?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna list to you some of those addictions, and you will know right now.
Okay.
All right? And that's what you say when you say, okay, sometimes we know the reason, and other times we don't know exactly what causes my low mood. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why. That's exactly why. Because it's not always negative thinking, hopelessness or whatever. No. So this is only one of those causes. All right. One of the types of addictions, energy-seeking addictions. Now, this negative thinking can be a result effect, as we have just explained. Right. Secondly, it can be a cause as well. Negative thinking can be both. Can be a root cause that you actually started with negative thinking.
Okay.
Or can be an effect. When it is how do I differentiate? In brief, when the negative thinking is obsessive, compulsory, you feel that you cannot control it or get out of it. You choose to get out of it, but you go back again.
Yeah.
Then maybe there is a probability that you have another addiction that causes you to go down in energy, and this is a resultant effect. It's not the cause.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you in this point.
All right, go ahead.
So we like it's a habit or something wrong we do, which is like energy sucking habit, and it goes to bring it brings negative thoughts. So that's covered completely. Next.
Right. Next, after negative thinking, which can be an effect, a result, or a cause, also we have, I would say, a poisonous relationship.
Yeah.
All right.
Agree with it.
Yeah.
Like poisonous relationships, everyone knows can cause really big damage and cause depressions. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is also an addiction, and maybe the person feel that they cannot break the attachment. So this is an addiction.
Yeah.
Although they know that it causes them to go low, it dampens them down. So this is the third type, the third category. The fourth and final one, and this is the most dangerous type of addictions.
What is it?
What I call as the blacklist or the bucket list. And this includes pornography, substance abuse like morphine, cocaine, whatever that you are heavily addicted to, and masturbation, along other types of addiction. And actually, the common characteristics for all of those, this list, this bucket list, is that it takes you really high. This type of addiction takes you really, really high in pleasure, and what takes you high will take you really low. So you will feel severe depression. All right? So this is a really dangerous type. So if you have it, maybe you should start with it and begin healing or curing yourself from this type first before you go on with the other categories. All right? So these are the 4 types, but they are not all inclusive. But I believe probably it covers most addictions, maybe many to some extent.
So we talked about 4 different types. I know I'm rushing you through, but I'm really wanting to know how people can go out of it. So if it is negative thinking, if it is relationships, well, it sometimes sounded quite obvious, But because we are saying it's an addiction, it's not easy to get out of it. So that's why I want you to give us some like advices from it.
All right. Actually, this is a totally different topic. We are going through, I mean, another road, right? So
Yeah.
this is about how to break addiction.
Yeah.
Am I correct? So there are many. You can use group therapy, a specialist, all right, and maybe you can attend courses and maybe buy books and read about how to break addiction. And in general, I would say give yourself 6 months. Why I'm giving this period? Because I don't want you to have over expectation of when you can break through. See, the problem is with addiction. Once you actually just leave this type of addiction and you feel the withdrawal symptoms, you know the withdrawal symptoms, right? So depression would be one of the consequences or the result that you would feel once you cut off that addiction. Okay. And then you might go back again. So this is a vicious circle. Don't go back. This is a withdrawal. Yeah, these are withdrawal symptoms that you have to go through. Even if you feel that I'm going through hell. I know. Just keep going. Feel the emotions. No worries. Actually, it's only a matter of time until you break through, and those withdrawal symptoms will disappear. I promise you. I'm giving you just 6 months. Actually, you can break through in 1 month, maybe even less, maybe 3 weeks. All right? But you have to go through these symptoms. These are not bad signs. They are good signs that you are healing. All right? So in general, actually, we haven't discussed the diagnosis. So how can we diagnose if we are addicted to something? There is a general rule. I will give you just this maybe exercise or activity you can do with yourself. That imagine that you are alone in an island, maybe alone in your room for maybe 1 month, one complete month. All right? Do you feel low? My question to you, do you feel low when you are alone, completely alone, cut off from everything? No caffeine, no people, no social media, nothing. Do you feel low? If you feel low, then you have addiction. Certainly, you have an addiction. This addiction can be a small and what I call as bearable. Bearable, which means that you can live with it. That's what it means. All right? Bearable, I believe social media is a bearable addiction. Most people are addicted to social media, and it's fine. It doesn't cause them to go very low. It's like a small amount of depression, a small amount of a drop in energy. Am I correct? So addiction can be bearable. You enjoy it, you have the pleasure, and you are actually ready to go low as the effect of enjoying this kind of pleasure. So you can define, if you go really severe, like severe depression, very low mood, then this might be one type of under the umbrella of the bucket list. But anyway, so this is the diagnosis. Just imagine yourself, you're on an island or in a room, and see, do you feel low? If you feel low, then you certainly have an addiction. The second question is, how severe you feel that your mood has gone low? Then this will determine the severity of depression. All right? There is another notion, idea, which is linked to this. Some people might say, actually, this is not applicable to all people. I know some people who are addicted to some sort of what you have just explained and discussed, and they are not at the same level of low energy or the drop of energy. It's not exactly the same. Why? I would ask you, Lin, if you can think about it. Why, let's say, two people have the same energy-sucking addiction, however, they drop in energy differently. Some will drop really severe, and the other will drop maybe to small, lesser extent, I would say.
Depends on how much you're addicted to the things, I think.
Right. No, try to think about out of the box.
So if two people are addicted, both of them in the same level, you mean, and one of them is more affected than the other?
Both are addicted to the same energy-sucking addiction. However, they went low to different levels. Let's say one have gone minus 100 and that other.
Maybe they have more than one type of addiction, and that's also make them go more lower, I think.
Okay, that's one cause, I would say, if they have multiple energy-sucking addictions. Right? That's one. The other cause is if you have energy-providing or energy-giving addictions. That will balance.
Okay.
All right. One of the energy-giving addiction is presence, being present in the moment. meditation, giving, giving, people giving money, giving help, all right? Maybe practicing your hobbies, healthy hobbies. These are some energy giving addictions. So it's a matter of imbalance or balance, right? It's imbalance in favor of the energy sucking addiction. Okay. And how much low, it depends on whether you have energy giving addictions or multiple energy sucking addictions. And it will be the sum total. You get my point? The sum total.
Yeah.
It will go, right? So we discussed this diagnosis as well. Yes, go ahead.
I know this topic will take us more than one episode.
I already told you about this, right?
Just to let the audience know that we will not stop here today. Whatever we finish today, we will continue next in the next episode. But just to finish off, I know this there's something I struggle myself to understand, and maybe you can help me understand it and the audience. When we talk about going in a circle of negative thoughts, how do you break it?
All right, that's a totally different topic. Maybe we can. This is not the topic of depression, right?
Yeah, it's really, really important, and I think we are living.
Okay. One reason. Okay, let me just give you one tip. All right. One thing that you can do: try to discover and find out whether you have energy sucking addictions, and the negative thinking is actually a result, especially if it's compulsory. Search about it in your relationship, in your maybe social media and negative news. If you are watching it like in habit, and the daily basis, day and night, for example. All right, maybe search about it in the substance that you consume, whatever it is. All right, just search about it. Maybe so it could be a result, especially if it is obsessive. What you have described right now, it's a vicious circle approach that you can apply and see the result instantly.
Yeah, because it's either you are in the past or in the future.
Yeah, that's what. But anyway, this negative thing can be, to just sum it up in terms of negative thinking, but this is, it's only a narrow aspect. It's just one aspect of the whole depression umbrella. Negative thinking can be a cause and can be an effect or a result.
Okay, so we will discuss it further in next episodes. And we'll go to the next steps, because I would like to know more about the type of therapy you provide. So next episode, what do you think? Just for people to wait for us, what do you think you will cover in the next episode?
We will finish off our talk because we haven't touched the therapy yet. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, I know. We just explained because of the time.
Breaking addiction, and probably we finish off the therapy part, which is the last part of depression. And maybe we can discuss later on also about how to break the habit of negative thinking and some techniques of being in the moment.
Being in the moment, exactly. Yeah, I would like to myself to know more about it. And I think it's really important, because when you ask people, they are thinking on the past or in the future. And what I know, it's ideally to be in now, not in between. So thank you so much for being with me today. I feel like I don't want to finish the show. And we'll be next week, hopefully, to continue our talk about depression therapy. Thank you so much, Raoof.
You're welcome, and thank you for watching. Thank you for having me. See you next week, hopefully.
See you next week. And for you, my viewers, I will see you next week in a new episode with me, Link, live on ALB UK TV. Stay safe.